Welcome to my channel everyone, girls, especially you. What book I prepare for you today is this one, and I would say that this must to read every girl. You would ask me why, and I will answer. You will find out a little bit later. Just keep watching my video and you everything would find out. Okay, before spoilers and more detailization, let's in general talk about the book. So why I decided to read this book? Because everybody reading it. So I was curious why this book suddenly became so massive hit. Yeah, and I would say that like first I was pretty skeptical, especially on the beginning. The story looks more ordinary, and you are just thinking, okay, I know what to expect, and actually I would know what to expect. But anyway, I would say that yes, this is book definitely worth your attention. This book make a reader all the time question what is real, what is not real, for who you can trust, for who you cannot trust, right? Strange for thriller book, but it is like, so if you like all these puzzles, all these games with your mind, with your brain, this book would be definitely for you. So, dear my girls, I was searching for information from what age you can start to read this book, and say 16 years old. I would say maybe like that's like good information, but I would probably from 15, 14, depends of your child. If you have a daughter, depends of her, but I think every daughter have to read it because we all believe in the fairy tales, and this book is like definitely shows that fairy tales not exist. So if you are like this book, if your mother and already read this book and you have a daughter, so probably would be nice if your daughter will like 16 years old, and it would be nice if she would read this book and you can discuss about some moments in this book. I believe that it would be like not only this like nice one more topic what you can be to talk with your daughter, but also it would be like learning something maybe for you and for her also. My dear man, if you're watching this episode too about me, so you have to read this book too, that to understand that what you have never ever do in your life. So I think like it's of course in the book it's everything like pretty extreme, but the idea what on this book I would say that like it's definitely worth to discuss with in your family, right? Because it's cool when you read a book and afterwards you can discuss and share your thoughts. And like to accept other source and understand what is everybody thinking. And I think it's just like really cool when after book you can just like discuss and have this lovely moment. Before when we continue to more like deeper going to this book and with the spoilers would be and everything like, so before that moment I want to tell you that probably it wouldn't be like for every woman, but I have that I'm sensitive about children. I'm sensitive about if something happened with them. So I didn't know that it would be like some a little bit abuse of the child, and I didn't like to read it. So if you don't like to read it, so probably I just like want to that you would be prepared, not like me. So, but this book is definitely too worth to read. I would say that I would put this book like probably 4.5 stars from the 5. And yes, this like if you're thinking not like for cozy evening, but the evening where you can like just like have interesting story and maybe learn something for yourself and maybe like have some interesting ideas. Don't read probably before night, because for me it was a little bit influence and I couldn't sleep at the night, right? So what I first want to say is that like I was enjoying this book really. I think as mostly of you was enjoying this book, and it's like easy to read, pretty understandable. In some way, I was feel that I read like that I'm watching a movie, right? Because it's like was more looks like a script to the movie than book. So what we have in this book is like a girl Millie who was in the prison and now she is trying to find a job, and she is like went to the rich family to work as housemaid there. How she said housekeeper. I don't see a difference, but okay. If she would prefer that we would call her housekeeper, we would do it. So what I like about this story on the beginning is that first she is like get to the this house and there's this crazy Nina, girl Millie, who was in the prison and now she is trying to find a job, and she is like went to the rich family to work as housemaid there. How she said housekeeper. I don't see a difference, but okay. If she would prefer that we would call her housekeeper, we would do it. So what I like about this story on the beginning is that first she is like get to the this house and there's this crazy Nina and her child who is everybody called Brad. Yeah, and she is like pretty bad behavior and seems like a spoiled child. And after this, you're already thinking, oh, I want to escape from this house, right? But it comes appear as another character. The husband of Nina is Andrew, and he is the dream man. How we all women thinking about our future man and the man who we want to see next to us. It's Andrew. This is like man who is like help you, understand you, who is calm and confident, who is handsome and rich, right? What is the hope? What do you think? Like, what is it? If you have your opinion, of course, welcome to put comments and support my channel. But for me, hope is like something what is stop you from your actions, and it's like something that you like really have deep inside this feeling, and you are feeling that okay, it could be happen, right? Why it couldn't be happen? It could be something happen, and you waiting and don't move, and that's what is like make you a little bit stop you from the another actions, important actions. So what is about this family? What I like that author did, it's like this huge contrast, right? Like crazy Nina and this dream man and this like little child, and you can run from there because first you don't have options, you are desperate, but like this dream man, it's like make you a little bit okay with the situation what you have now, and maybe it would be in the future something even more, who knows, right? It could be not. Of course on the beginning she just like no, where me and where is he, I would be never in the same level with him, but it's always would be inside of you, even if you didn't to admit it, this hope. Let's talk about how Nina was attitude to the media. It was horrible attitude, I agree. But it's like, if you notice, it's always but, yeah? Especially if it's me who is analyzing these books. It's like, it's nasty. Her behavior to her, and it's like never supposed to be like to the servant the same behavior, because we need to respect their job. The most what I have respect to the job, it's like of course up to doctors and soldiers and other like this, like what is obviously it's like these people who grab trash because they like make like our like house and everything like cleaner, right? So I'm always happy when they come like, and yes, I'm really respect these people. I respect people who is do servants and make our life much more comfortable. if you imagine like what it would be if it wouldn't be these people, like, and like first you can be like less to have time to do something, right? Like for example, if you run a business or it's just like in general, you have like money, and if you're like busy with a job or something, you can call and some people come and clean your house, like cook your food, maybe like take care about the children, and you can do your part of the job, right? So I would say that it's like really important people, and we all have to respect them. We have a little bit different opinion how is Nina treat Millie. Like if it's like rich people, they pay money and they want like full service, absolutely everything. And I don't think that it's like because that's the point. I think like it's because like from the because I'm from Ukraine, and mostly jobs where you will work, they usually say direct. If you piece of shit, they would say direct this. Like they wouldn't say like, oh, you have like bad work doing, maybe you can do better or whatever. Like no, it would be like directly with cursing and other stuff. So actually, what is Miri says it like, oh no, how she can say this to me or like this to do like, um. I just like always had the question: are you really spent 10 years in the prison? Because it seems that like maybe in the prison it's like bad attitudes in Ukraine to the employers. I mean, like of course we have it's like not every job, like it just like mostly time people in Ukraine more directly. We usually say right away what we're thinking. We're not like so polite. We don't usually like say like, oh, bring me a glass. Like we usually say, bring me a glass of water. We don't say like, bring me a glass of water, please. Or you don't mind to bring me, please, a glass of water, whatever, right? Like something like this. Like, no, we usually saying directly. We usually saying directly what we think about as a person, what we're thinking about his job and everything. Like, Miri has schedule. Miri is working what from the 8 or 7, like something like this, from 7 to 10 or something like. But I have like many friends in Ukraine who is like has a regular job and they're like working even at night. Like I have one girl and she is working architecture, and she is take her pretty often take her job to the to home. And I know that in America it's the same, like you working extremely a lot and hard. I know this, right? So that's like why it was like surprised me that Millie, especially she is like how I said, she is from prison. And I'm happy that Frida put this topic up about employer of prisoners, right? About these people who come from prison and they're struggling about to find job. I think it's like huge problem in the America. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure. I didn't look any information. I just like took from this book information and from the movies what I seen before. But it's like how I heard also about like other people what they were thinking about this. That it's usually hard to find them a job. And I because I was lived in Norway, and I just like want to say about the like how if you know or know like that like prisoners they live, how it's like in the beautiful hotel, right? And they have a good food, good attitude to them, like they're walking without even weapons, right? It's everything they did for everything what they do. It's like for that after when a prisoner would be like in after prison could find a job like that. If that prisoner would be live next to you, like you would be feel calm because he is okay, like he is been at the prison, so he is paid for what he did before, like, and now he has a second chance. Because how I understood that in America you don't have second chance so much. Let's return to our book, right? So and Millie, because how I said, I've seen some other movies about prison, and it was shown that they not like so good attitude usually to them. That stuff is pretty rude there, pretty brutal. So but like Miri, she seems like more like this correct girl, and it's like okay about this part, but also she is kind of soft, like oh no, she can do like to me like this, she can do to this, like. But I'm pretty sure that if you will go to this rich, wealthy people, mostly of them, it would be attitude like actually Nina did, not like Andrew, but mostly like Nina. I could be wrong, but in my opinion, high percent that it would be like kind of like this. And I'm pretty sure that if you would be stand as a service there, they would be also could talk about you as a bad servant and whatever. So yeah, like for me, Nina, she is like pay to her. She even give like her a phone, right? She is like sometimes she is good at it, sometimes not good. I actually had a job also, and it was I was administrative in the English administrative work sit in the English school, and there I have like kind of the same like Nina. My boss, she is all the time was changing her mood, like kind of like me, like I'm swear. It was all the time like, oh, you're such a good worker. Oh, you're so nice. Oh, today you have a beautiful sweater. Oh, you do like everything so nice. You're so helpful. And like after, I don't know, a couple hours, it can be like, oh, you're horrible work. You need to, worker, you have to do better and blah, blah, blah. I mean, like, it was actually exactly like Nina. And I was like, okay with it. How it's like was all school, all office. She was director there. So I mean, yes, almost everything what I was like, just like I also remember how she is because she was sitting in the another office and God, and it's like like this like people that you kind of a little bit scary of them because you never know what to expect of them. Like, and she was like in another office, and there was sitting another girls with her. They were like responsible of the selling this like English courses. And she was sometimes so much scream. It was like sometimes I think it's more my imagination, but I see how it's like walls was shaking, of her scream. She so much screaming, and she all the time like was beat on the table. So um I would say that like what is like Nina was attitude to the media, it wasn't like so much bad because I was in some situation like this. So for me, it was actually okay. Like you do your job. Yes, your boss is like saying that she doesn't want this bread, she wants another bread, but whatever. It's like more like her time, her money. She pay for this. So like. And what like she is allowed to say like which bread she wants, and she allowed to put you like to the this grocery which do you remember this moment when Millie was spent like I don't know like 2 hours or whatever in the grocery, and Nina all the time like was like picking like which bread she wants, which bread she doesn't want, like something like this it was. And I mean like and what what's wrong with this situation? It's not that she doesn't pay your salary or it's like some coins, but it's like high, like of course we don't know, but how we understood it's like high, really high salary, and I mean it's okay. Like I think like even if if Neely wouldn't be so desperate, I would for sure know that it would be like some people who is would come and live in that house and do whatever Nina would say. Like because yes, it was rude and everything, but it wasn't like extreme crazy. I was more disappointed actually about Millie because it doesn't matter how hate you are your boss. It doesn't matter what your boss did. It doesn't matter how is she's rude and bad and crazy, and if she was in the loony bin. It doesn't matter all this stuff. You have not to cheating with your husband. That's a rule of all rules. Like it doesn't matter what you think about the partner or the person with who you want to have sex. It doesn't matter absolutely. It doesn't matter how he's crazy, if he been in the prison, he killed, he is maniac, whatever. Like it's more like because this like but Nina is not deserve him. He is so handsome. He deserves something much better than Nina. No, it's not excuse. It's not excuse at all. But Nina, she is so crazy. She is such a bad behavior to him, to me, to everybody. No, it's not excuse. Oh, this is like totally not excuse of what you are doing. From the husband, I would be like thinking also, if like man is cheating, it's like something really bad. Like, because first, what it doesn't matter what the feelings you have, how it's like magnetic you to each other, how it's like you like have this eyes contact. It's everything doesn't matter. First, you are talking with your wife, you broke up with her, and afterwards you do next step like to the person who you love. It's working only like this. All other stuff what happened is like excuses. Girls, my girls. um, if your partner said that you are not good in this sex, that you not enjoy sex, that you don't need so much sex, that you are a bad kisser, that your body is bad, and whatever, it's like his deal. If you in the long distance and he is had sex with somebody, so it's also his fault. And how Andrew said, oh, I so long already didn't have sex. You have a hand. I'm sure you can manage sex to yourself. Like every man has a hand and every woman too. So we can manage if we have lack of the sex, right? Like all the stuff. If we have a trouble with a partner, we need and deal with these troubles. Like it's actually when I understood that Andrew is not a good guy in this book. It's when on the beginning of the book, it's like Miri, she sees this picture of the family picture, but 10 years ago, and she was seeing that Nina became totally different person. It's hard to see how it was before. She on the picture, but he is the same handsome and whatever guy, right? So I was have a question of why, if it's happy marriage and they so much love each other, why she's changed so much and he is not changed so much. So of course afterwards we find out that she has bad mentality and she has pills, antidepressants, whatever. But also, if you love a person next to you so much, you wouldn't be care how he is feeling. You wouldn't be care that her mood changing all the time, that she is going crazy all the time. Of course, you would always see the differences what it's with your partner, right? You live with him, you sleep with him, you eating with him. So of course you would see it, and what you will do, you would try everything to do that to help him, right? And it was seems that Andrew, he just accepts how she is, and that she is going more and more crazy. And I would say that if it's a man love woman, if it's men love woman, how it's in these bookshops, so she wouldn't be changed so much. For sure he would be yes, that she would be more healthy, more mentally stability. And so when it was shown this picture, when he is not changed, she is changed a lot, and that she is mentality not stable, and he is okay, whatever, I love her, she's my lovely wife and whatever. That moment I already understood that probably she is actually okay and something wrong with him. Start to talk what's wrong with him. I think it's after was typical maniac situation, right? When everybody adores this person and like him, and how it was many documentary movies shows that everybody just oh no, he's killed 100, 200 girls, and no, he couldn't do it. He's so nice, he's so polite, he's so interesting man. I like to sometimes do fantasy or whatever, like, but I understood that it's like fantasy, it's fairy tale, and you can believe it would be nice. And here's the world, and there is the border between them both. And if it's like man looks extremely perfect and nice, and he's like good in every conditional, and if I don't see like something wrong with him, so I don't trust him. I'm usually doesn't like these people who is on the center of the university, right? And people around him just like, oh, how he is nice and whatever. I usually don't trust these people. And here, what I find the marks actually, why would he want to take me out to dinner? But he asked, right? It's like Nina saying about the time when she was do some secretary job, and Andrew like noticed her and like asked for the dinner, and was like everything fast. It's actually another way it's everything fast. I mean, I know some marriage where it was everything fast and they're like kind of like happy together, at least how it shows. But usually I'm against when it's like everything too fast happen, because usually you don't have time to think. It's like this, like people who try to sell you, yeah, and they just like trying everything fast, that you wouldn't to have a time to think and analyze the situation. So probably sometimes better to take your time, but not like 5 or 10 years. I would say like for 1 year for everything would be pretty enough. So yeah, and it was another like nobody could possibly be as perfect as Andy Winchester, right? Like nobody could be like perfect as this man. We come to this like part where I say that like every girl have to read these books, because girls more vulnerable to this stuff. Like we are 30 plus women, we have already some experience, we already did some mistakes, and we already not always but more clear can see the situation, more understand this world than like girls who is like 16 and 18 whatever years. I would say instead, when the children watching these cartoons about how it's like prince saves the princess, Cinderella, when the prince even don't remember her name, right? Like, and how she looks like, everything, but he extremely love her, like all this like cartoons would just make you believe that like a rich man, it's like would be like find you like and give you like a whole world, yeah. And afterwards, when they grow in, they like start to read romance books and start even more believe, start to more try to find the man like this, like, and you have like more demands to the man. You already want more, like, just like I know one girl, and she told me that she was like before read romance until when she find like until when she meet with her boyfriend, and when she meet with her boyfriend, she suddenly understood this romance, because in the romance men usually give you castles, cars, money, jewelry, whatever you want. And this her boyfriend, he didn't do all the stuff, and she starts a little bit compare with this character from the book, but she understood that it's not real, and she just stopped to read because it's bad influence to their relationship. In this book, it shows that rich men can have some secrets, and it can be like not fairy tale what you want, what you imagine, and reality is totally different with your fantasies. And sometimes you can pay a lot for this, especially if you don't have families or friends or other people who would care. But I would say that if you even would have rich people that have a lot of influence, and maybe it can be like turned really, really bad, and you couldn't prove anything, like how it was in this book, that nobody believed Nina, that he is bad guy. And I would say it's like, I mean, we heard many stories, right? Like of this And did you, if you heard about this recently, like news, like I'm pretty sure that this girl they like went to the police or whatever, like, but nobody usually listens them. It's only if it's like many girls like that, probably they would listen. But we have what we have, so what we need is just like to be like more careful, to people who is surround us, and I would say like maybe even listen what is like people saying about this person who you trusted, right? It's like your parents, your maybe like closest friend, your sister, brothers, like people who care of you. And if everybody would say like something wrong with him, maybe better listen them. And it was I was listening one psychologist, and was talking about drugs, and he said that like one it's like when you say to the child that drugs is bad, don't do it, like. And another when they, for example, watching documentary movie, or they meet with these people who was used drugs before, and they like share their experience, that it's totally different. They can see how it's bad. So it's kind of the same that like you can say like be careful in this with guys and everything, because it can be like some troubles. And they're just like okay, but if they at least of course better, like I don't know, like maybe documentary or whatever, like, but at least if they would read this book, because it's like pretty easy read, it's interesting, at least she would have some more clues how it can be. And maybe it would teach, especially if afterwards you will talk with your daughter a little bit more about this book. Maybe it would be some seeds already put, how it can be how it can be turned that she need to be like more pay attention to surroundings. Another topic what I would like to talk with you is the when Nina was pregnant. So another is what I will talk about pregnancy in USA, right? They would have allowed me 12 weeks off, but the other 10 would have been unpaid. I like that it's afterwards like up these interesting topics about prison, about attitude to the servants, about abuse, right? Violence, abuse, maniacs, and about pregnancy. How it's hard to be pregnant and this like post-pregnancy stuff. Yeah. So because in Ukraine, if it's official job and you're pregnant, you have this like after when you're born child, you can stay at home 3 years. They wouldn't pay you 3 years, but you have option to stay at home and afterwards back to your job. They would pay to you how I remember it was like 2 months. They pay to you 2 months, but I think you would be agree that 2 months is much better than 2 weeks, because like when I found out that in America they pay only 2 weeks, and usually after 2 weeks or 1 month you have to back to your job. I mean, like, uh, I would really want that men in the government who is do these rules, they would be feel what is feel woman who was born a child. Like really, I so wish that they would feel it, because it's like first it's your body, right? Your body recover after 2 months only. Second, it's like mostly like 40%, I guess, of women they have depression, post depression after this. Somebody like it's all the time like hormones jumping, and you don't sleep at night, and you all the time care about this child, and you have this emotional wounds, right? Like, because I know many women who is has children, especially when it's like first child, and doesn't matter is it like 2 weeks, is it 1 month, is it 6 months, is it 1 year, it's so hard to left your child. It's like even Americans, right, who is watching me. I'm really sad, and I with you that it's like terrified this. And I know many stories when women was stay at home and there was husband who is cover budget, and afterwards husband was start like be more demand and just like, okay, I have salary and you have to do this. And what I was thought that it would be like so perfect if in the government would be like um this law when it's like men would be give whole salary what they have like to the woman, and woman would be like understand what they need to do, like if it's like husband they have to pay like for wife, because that's like kind of like even more than full-time job. You are not that you're like going to the shift and like working 8 hours, even 12 hours. No, your shift it's 24 hours, like 7 days per week. Yeah, like every day is like 24 hours you are working. And this is not paid. Nobody pay for this, like. But if it's like boy, and if he's adult and it starts a war, he will need go and like pay for country, right? And last, what I would like to talk with you is end of the book when Miri was punished with this Andrew, and I saw like how she was punishment, because I don't like when somebody, some maniac or some this like violent person, and they just like die on the end of the book and that's it, like. But before they will like torture a lot the people. So I like how it was like how to say, eye for the eye, yeah, tooth for the tooth, something like this. That it was same action, same torture to him, and that he was on the end of his life to understand, at least a little bit to understand what it was feel this old women, what it was in that room and what he did to them. Also, it was on the end shows that his mother, right? That it seems that his mother was really influenced to what he did to that women, right? And it's again like if we would have like more support from our families, from our government, probably we would all have like better job with raise a child, because it's like extremely hard. And if it's support, then we can be like not only thinking about how to put clothes and feed this child, but also about mentality of the child. I'm glad how it's like turn everything in the book, and on the end I was like, oh no, I hope that Nina wouldn't be like to go to the prison because she has a child. And in some way I was thinking that it's like pretty silly to take this guilt, like this everything like for this murder to herself, because she is not responsible only for herself but also for the child, right? It's like actually another topic. What is like for me was pretty interesting, that like I was totally agree with Nina that one is like when you're alone and another is like when you're with a child, because you're not like when you're alone you more like kind of like more have actions, more like to be risky, you can make more risky movements than if you with a child. With a child you even can die, because if you would die, what it would be happen with your child, so you even don't have privilege to die, right? So you even this can do, you even can think about this, what you can think, you just like fight and hope that one day would be everything okay, right? So I was totally agree with Nina that if you're alone, you have like much more on this situation, much more options what you can do. If you with child, it's like much harder. And again, if Miri would go to the prison, yes, it said she would be like in the prison for whole life and everything would be bad, right? It's not fair and everything, but if Nina would go to the prison, so she would be ruin her life and she would ruin life of her daughter, right? Because her daughter already had feels a lot of abuse, and she was like hold to her mother like it's like one person for whom she can trust in the whole world, and if she would lose this person, what it would be with this girl, what it would be with this girl next, right? So it would be lose one life, or it can be lose two lives. If you disagree, feel free to put comments, and it would be interesting to discuss the situation. And if you was read this book and just like what I can talk in my family with my husband about, so maybe I was like give you some ideas what you can like talk with your family. It's like all these topics, I think it would be interesting. What is your partner thinking about them, and what is your children? So if you like my channel, please support it, put comments, write comments, put likes, subscribe me. It would be like really support my channel, and see you to discuss next book.